Imagine, if you will, this scenario. You are suddenly in a land you have known inside and out, even though you've never been there yourself. You are a leader, yet your own subjects suffer terribly. Your closest companions aim for your life. Enemy leaders want you dead. Even your very own god level creation poses a terrible danger to your life. What awaits you is a brutal death no matter how you slice it. And there is only one way to steer off this terrible course. Only one thing that can save you from certain doom. Is it an artifact from an ancient civilization known for rewriting reality itself? No. Deep inside, you already know what it is. The one and only, the mighty potato. Yeah, that's right. Potatoes are the answer for all your troubles. The only problem is that your land look kinda like this. I guess it's time to farm. Our story begins with an angry looking demon lord. Why do I think he is the demon lord? I mean, look at him. We learn his name is, uh, Google, please. Come help me here. How do you pronounce this, please?
김쟁철,
Oh, okay. Thank you. Whatever Google said. He used to be an agricultural university student. He was, as he says so himself, freaking clever. So he naturally became top of his class. But at the same time, he was a little soy boy who couldn't stand up for himself. So people around him took advantage of him by just dumping their loads on him, honestly. I'm sorry, I mean dumping their workloads on him. So basically, he did all the work with none of the rewards. The only way he could relax and recharge was playing video games. Same, buddy. Same. Anyway, he was playing one of those fictional games that are just completely stupidly hardcore to the point where almost no one even finishes the damn thing because it's just too hard. And this crazy mofo just no-life that game and beat it 19 times, alright? He also did it on a single character, so he basically beat Super Duper Ultra Elden Ring on NG plus 19. That's crazy. By the end, his character was completely maxed and a true fashion icon to boot. And well, gosh darn, wouldn't you guess it, our boy Kim gets transported inside the game. As Kim is flying towards his player character, henceforth known simply as PC, he takes a good look at him and his gorgeous magical girl outfit, which has the best stats in the game, okay? Trust me. I wrote this as a joke, but I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, since we all know how these Eastern games like to roll with their joke sets. As I was saying, Kim doesn't really vibe with his PC's whole getup and thinks that he doesn't really want to walk around like that, which is why he gets sucked into the Demon Lord's body instead. Now, we all know that the Demon Lord is the final boss of the game, so he should be really powerful, right? Wrong! His stats are terrible and his army, while still powerful, is pretty much cannibalizing itself. Also, demons only follow strength, so the moment the demons learn that Kim, now in the body of Demon Lord Kratos, isn't as powerful as he was before, it's instant game over for him. The worst offenders are his 4 generals who wait for a single moment of weakness in order to take Kratos out. The first thing that Kratos does is announce that the war is done and that they will begin farming immediately. The reason for this is that Kratos knows that his PC is still out there in the world, now even more overpowered than ever, and if they force him to participate in this conflict, they are getting clapped by him. Obviously, this pisses off his generals, so they scheme to kill Kratos. But they are also scared that he is still too strong for them to handle. When Kratos is done collecting his thoughts, he goes to find a suitable farmland where he could start farming. Unfortunately, the ground in this realm does not have any nutrients. He then goes on a pretty detailed description of what he needs, but basically, he needs to use lightning to oxidize nitrogen into nitrate and then enrich the soil with it. Luckily, one of his attacks actually uses lightning, but he can't really use it for now. Also, his generals saw that he can't use his attacks and decided to attack. I mean, that's what Astaroth thinks. He was basically made to be their test run to see if the Demon King is actually weaker or not. After a couple of strikes from Astaroth, Kratos realizes that his attack pattern is exactly the same as in the game, so his soul veteran instincts kicked in, and he just no-hits run him. Thanks to Kratos realizing that this world works exactly the same as in the game, he unlocks a targeting mode, which in turn lets him use his lightning attack. And just like that, Astaroth, one of the four demon generals, got defeated. Unfortunately, Astaroth has really high defense and crazy regeneration speed. And by unfortunately, I mean for Astaroth, because Kratos gets a great idea to tie him up on a cross like a certain someone, and he then goes to town on him with his lightning strike. This way he can use Astaroth basically as a lightning rod through which he will enrich the soil. Also, as a bonus point, this will help him keep other demon generals in check. Each of the generals have their own way to be useful, and you can be damn sure Kratos will take advantage of each and every one of their abilities. Hartok, for example, can create fog, which means a whole lot of moisture for the field. This will ensure an even better absorption rate for the nitrogen. Kratos then proceeds to use his newly acquired Undying Lightning Rod extensively. But who cares? He can take it, I'm sure. Next on Kratos' agenda is the acquisition of manure, which he will quite logically get by ordering everyone present to, and I quote here, give him shit. Generals think that he just wants to humiliate them and smear Astaroth with shit, but we know better. The demonic generals have a meeting where they discuss how to acquire Kratos' desired shit. Hartok's idea is to just kill another demon and feed him to the rest, but Baal stops him. Just as they are about to fight, Kratos steps in and palpatines them both. He tells them that even if they somehow get the demons to shit, their feces would be absolutely useless since there would be no nutrients in them. Kratos then explains that in order to make manure, you need wooden ashes, weeds, soils, eggshells, and chicken feces. They can get everything they need except for the last two parts. But Kratos knows where to farm what he needs. He will personally go to the demon seagull's nesting area, which means there will be plenty of eggshells and shit everywhere. The only problem is that there is no way to get to said nesting grounds. What we are about to witness is a scene that I genuinely have not seen before anywhere, and it absolutely cracked me up because it took me by complete surprise. So the only way to climb these pillars is to abuse a glitch that Kratos found on his 13th playthrough. It is performed like this. You run to the surface, you jump into it, and just as you're about to hit the surface, you unequip all your equipment, which will glitch him into the terrain. Then, by rolling and re-equipping his gear, he can basically glitch his way through any surface. What makes this scene a complete masterpiece is Kratos' serious face as he repeatedly shows his cheeks to everyone present. He finishes his climb by aura farming a little bit just for the hell of it. Kratos and his promise to feed all the demons reignites Baal's loyalty to his lord, and he jumps after Kratos to help him. Of course, that means that Kratos has to save Baal now, but that only cements his loyalty towards him. This action actually unlocks another part of the system. This time, it's a system called Happy Points, or HP. Kratos can gain these by making his followers happy, and in turn he can use these points to upgrade his stats or skills. Kratos then gathers the seagull shit into their huge eggshells and throws it to the other demon generals. And let's just say the first throw doesn't really go well. After gathering everything, the manure needs to be mixed thoroughly, which is why Kratos gives this task to Sigrid. She ain't too keen on being a shit mixer, but it's still better than Kratos' other offer of becoming a lightning rod number 2. Next step is to make the manure moist, and that's where Harda comes in. Kratos, the master negotiator, uses a highly tactical approach to make Hartok realize that they could still use another lightning rod. Once the manure is ready, it just needs to be left to dry. Next, we see a little sneak peek into the life of a normal demon. We see a father and his young daughter called Flute. Both of them are malnourished, and Flute is pretty much on her deathbed. Her last wish is for her father to eat her so he could live on. It's pretty fucking brutal if you ask me. Kratos and his gang then rock up and kidnap Flute's dad. He plans to make a special unit of farmers, and also he made cannibalism illegal. After rounding all the demons he can and forcing them to work making the manure, Kratos explains to Flute's father that there is a single flower that they can grow. Apparently, the demons tried eating it before, but it's poisonous. But as always, Kratos has a plan. He tells the farmer that his daughter is already being fed this plant. Obviously, he rushes to his daughter in order to stop her from eating it, but when he gets there, she's just gobbling it up no problem. Turns out this mysterious plant is a plain old potato. And just like in real world, potatoes are yet again the MVPs of feeding the population. Flute is thankful to Kratos and he even tries to smile. His problem is that even when he says something nice and smiles gently, his face doesn't really get the message. When he tells her that kids should just eat and grow, it comes out sounding as if he just wants to eat her when she grows up. The way Kratos makes the wild potatoes edible is that they freeze, melt, stomp, and then evaporate the potatoes. This method will get rid of the poison. After that, they just need to cook them slightly and bam, you got chuño. After all the farmers finish eating, Kratos farms up a hefty amount of HP. They got a solid routine down now. Some demons dig up the potatoes, others make the manure, and Kratos, with the help of his favorite lightning rod, Aserat, keeps producing nitrogen. Now, the next step is to spread the manure evenly across the field, but unfortunately, they ain't got enough people for that now. Back in the first area of the Demonlands, a leader of this area called Sarthul, the father of the dead, learns of Kratos' order to stop attacking the humans. He really hates the idea, since he needs the word to increase his own strength. He uses spirits of the dead humans and demons to strengthen his own army, and as everyone else, he aims for the title of the Demon Lord. That's why he sends his best general and his underlings to ruin Kratos' field. When his general gets to the field, he orders the wraiths to destroy it. They find the manure, so he orders the wraiths to spread it evenly across the land so that it can't be collected again. All I can say is, thanks for the help, dude. Even the wraiths enjoy a good old-fashioned farming, so they get really into it, not knowing that they are a huge help to Kratos. In fact, they got so into it that they forgot about time. And once the sun showed up, they all just died on the spot. Funny thing is, even as they all died, they were still content with the work they did that night. Next day, Kratos is trying to solve another problem where the potatoes are in sort of a dormant state. He needs to keep them at the perfect temperature conditions for a couple of weeks for them to sprout. When Kratos gets to his field, he finds it in a perfect condition to start farming. Balden captures the undead general, and Kratos beats the ever-living shit out of him to make him talk. Hell, he even upgrades his stamina so that he can beat him for longer. The undead general eventually spills the beans, and so now Kratos knows he needs to deal with Sarthul. Flute is just being the best girl ever because she actually even thanks Aserat for his sacrifice and brings him food. And there is another surprise for Aserat in form of his very own colleague. I present to you the lightning rod number 2, the General. Flute and her cuteness is so infectious that she even gets the lightning rod number 2. Her cuteness is literally the strongest power in this whole world, I'm telling you. During the night, Sarthul sends another wave of his raids to destroy the potato storage. But little did he know that that's exactly what Kratos expected. He prepared a nice little trap for them, but during the fighting, he realized that these raids can be used to fast forward the potato aging if you hit them with a potato. I'm sure you all know what that means. Kratos then goes on a full offense against Sarthul, but the main goal of this invasion is to use the raids to help the potatoes sprout. Once Kratos and his gang get to Sarthul's territory, Kratos uses his hilarious glitch hop no-clip to gather all the raids in one place, while his farmer squad chucks all the unsprouted potatoes into them. After sprouting all the potatoes, Kratos uses an illusionary wall. I told you, this is straight up just a Souls game, to skip to the boss fight with Sarthul. Sarthul can perfectly copy his opponent's stats and skills, but unfortunately for him, after he copies all his skills and stats, Kratos just uses his HP, happy points, to upgrade his stats. So Kratos just uses him as a sandbag and claps his cheeks. Since Kratos upgraded all his stats once, he got a new ability to summon a farmer's throne. But since this ain't Kratos' first rodeo, he knows how this game operates. He knows that just beating the boss once isn't enough. There's always a second phase. And in this second phase, Sarthul reveals his true form, which is that of an ice dragon. Sarthul is now full of himself, but Kratos got his whole crew to join in on this fun. After beating his ass for a little while, Kratos finishes the job with what I can only describe as
fatality.
He crushes Sarthul by summoning his farmer's throne straight on top of him. Though what sucks is that we lose our good boy lightning rod number 2, but it is what it is. Before leaving, the big crystal that Sarthul was guarding opens up and a cute little dragon pops out. The baby dragon imprints on Kratos, who even calls it cute, but since this is Kratos we're talking about, he freaks the crap out of this poor baby dragon. Hell, the dragon even thinks the Kratos is just waiting for it to grow so he can eat it. Huh, where have I heard this before? Now back to the farming. Before they can plant the potatoes, they need to build ridges, but the whole field is full of rocks, making it nearly impossible. During one of his visits to the field, Kratos encounters a massive tornado that they call the Razor Wind. Apparently, if you get caught in this tornado, you get literally shredded to the bone. And while everyone was running to safety, Kratos sees Flute running towards the tornado because they kind of forgot Aserat and just left him there. Poor guy. He then rushes in to save them both, but as he's running away, he falls to the ground and is unable to run away. It looks like this might just be the end, but the baby dragon uses his cold breath to slow the tornado down. This gives just enough leeway for Baal and others to save Kratos and the rest. After this incident, Kratos is out cold, and we see Sigrin and Hardock taking this chance to get rid of him. Before they can though, Baal and even Aserat interfere, forcing the other two to back down. The first thing Kratos does when he wakes up is fry Aserat again, and back to the cross he goes. We get our first look at what Sigrin actually looks like, and god damn is she hot, okay? Anyway, Kratos is outside of her door, and he says that he wants to speak to her. Obviously, she doesn't let him in, but we all know walls or doors are just a suggestion to Kratos. He no-clips in, and in the process, scares the crap out of Sigrin. Kratos then proceeds to kneel in front of her, all for the sake of cutting costs, of course, and says that he needs her help. Sigrid then gets weirdly flustered, as if she has a crush on Kratos, but I don't think it's that kind of story, so I'm not too sure about this ship just yet. He still manages to convince her to help him, and immediately takes her to the potato storage, where he asks her to cut all the potatoes there in half. And as you can probably guess, she did not like that, not one bit. After Kratos turns on the charm a little bit, Sigrid agrees to help. Their little cute potato cutting date is being spied upon by Hartok, who by now is the only one of the 4 generals that still hates Kratos. He keeps walking around talking about how everyone around him is just dumb. While planting the cut up potatoes, Kratos gives the farmers a little quiz about growing potatoes, and while still on his high horse calling everyone around him an idiot, Hartok answers all of Kratos' questions correctly. Everyone is dumbfounded by this, especially Kratos. He then tells everyone to clap for Hartok like he was some 2-year-old who just went to the potty by himself for the first time. And to my surprise, that's literally all it took to break Hartok. Turns out he was just a know-it-all with mommy and self-esteem issues. As soon as Kratos acknowledged him and praised him like a good puppy, his hard facade crumbled. Kratos then promotes Hartok to chief leader of the farming corp, and Hartok is like, alright, I guess I'll lead you dum-dums. And with this, the danger from all 4 generals has been eliminated. Turns out all of them are just hardcore tsunderes. Well, except for Baal, who is just dumb and loyal. System congratulates Kratos for winning 4 mental battles against his generals, which he hears for the first time since he had no clue any battle even took place. And for his troubles, he gets a new skill called Blood Eye. This skill will let him see up to 6 hours into the future of whatever object he looks at for some time. But that's not what gets Kratos excited about this skill, no. What gets him excited is the fact that it can also be used on the sky, meaning our boy just got himself a weather forecast skill. After another little sneak peek of what the PC is up to, we see that the potatoes have been planted and finally sprouted properly. Later on, Kratos learns that lords of two of his territories are in conflict. Bothered that he has to put farming on hold and go settle the conflict, Kratos realizes that he's the boss, so why would he need to go there personally? That's why he just sicks Ball and Sigrid on them and calls it a day. Flute then rushes in to show everyone that the land they toiled on endlessly has transformed from a barren hellscape to a beautiful, lush flower garden, which fills everyone's heart with joy. And then Kratos says to cut all of those useless flowers since they would just take energy from growing the potatoes. Typical. After calling the flower field, Kratos is presented with the captured lord of the third demon realm. After Kratos attacks him with his lightning, he is surprisingly okay. So of course, I present to you Lightning Rod number 3. This means that the Lightning Rod, Aserat is let free. And since he's been hanging in the air for so long, he can't even walk properly. But don't you worry, Aserat, your friend Ball has got you covered. While thinking of when the first harvest will be, Kratos is approached by the lord of the second demon realm, Planus, who wanted to give Kratos his thanks. As he's walking away, he notes that this land is now full of nutrients, so the first thing he does is jump off the cliff and then sucks the land dry of nutrients. What a piece of shit, this guy. Next day, Kratos is doing some morning stretches with the farmers when Ball, who is still carrying Aserat like an old grandma, delivers news that the potatoes' leaves have turned yellow. Kratos is then attacked by Planus, and it turns out the potatoes are not actually okay, as they begin almost disintegrating. Planus then proceeds to pummel Kratos and casually throws him off of a cliff. I must say this webtoon stands out to me because it actually gets quite deep into the whole farming shtick, and of course because of its humor. It is incredibly enjoyable experience to read, and I feel like this whole it's a game world so you can break the laws of physics angle is great. Not particularly original in any way, but it works well with the other concepts. I hope they do a bit more with it, but as it stands, I definitely recommend reading this for yourself. So far, we have nice, crisp 16 chapters under our belts here. I definitely want to make this video shorter, but just looking at the script, I can tell that ain't gonna happen. This mofo is already 12 pages long, for God's sake. I really need to learn how to trim the information a bit. Please, let me know if you like these longer and more in-depth videos, or if I should keep it shorter and more concise. Also, if you read the author's other work, The Greatest Estate Developer, let me know. I will definitely make a video on it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and want to see more like it, subscribe, like, share, ding the bell, kiss your grandma, pet the dog, and stay awesome. Bye.